Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm gonna be doing the assumptions tag, even though it's not really a tag. Why is this called a tag? I don't know, but we're doing it. So the first one is, you own Doc Martens. I don't. I've wanted Doc Martens for a while. I just never got them. I did update my gay shoes wardrobe recently because I got Tim's. So no Doc Martens, but I do have Tim's. The next assumption isn't really about me, it's just about a book, but I'll read it anyway because it's a fact. Red, White, and Royal Blue is peak gay romance. Correct, it is. Next we have, you hate capitalism. Yes, I hate capitalism with every fiber of my being. This is a correct assumption. I talk about this all the time. My whole personality at this point is just saying I hate capitalism. Thank you. You like cats more than dogs. I do. Dogs have too much energy, and I also have a lot of energy, but I don't have the energy to control something else that has a lot of energy, if that makes sense. Cats just kind of like mind their own business. They just kind of like roam around and like live their lives. They don't bother you if you don't bother them. Sometimes they want to cuddle, and that's okay. Dogs are too hyper for me. Like, I like dogs, I just could never own a dog, if that makes sense. You haven't read Illuminae by Jake Kristoff and Amy Koff something. That is correct. I have not read Illuminae. I really wanted to when it was first getting popular on like BookTube and Bookstagram. Here's the thing. I have two categories of books. One is a book I would really like to read, and so I buy it online immediately. Another one is a book that sounds interesting, but I wouldn't really pick up right away, and I find it in a bookstore and I'm like, hey, I heard of that book, I'm gonna buy it, because I impulse buy books and I have no self-control. So every time I went to a bookstore, they would never have the hardcover, and the hardcover was so beautiful that I refused to buy the paperback. And that's why I never read Illuminae by Jake Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Will I ever? Who knows at this point. Not me. You like books. Really? I'll give it away. You have a Tumblr. I do have a Tumblr. I have multiple Tumblr accounts for different things, because I'm a person that likes to organize everything, except it's not organized. But having multiple Tumblr accounts for different things gives me some semblance of organization, so it satisfies me. You've never read The Art of War. Even if you did, it made no sense to you because you don't get warfare. That is so very specific, but it's so correct. I don't understand the concept of war. It doesn't make sense to me. I've never read the book. I don't plan to. The concept of war doesn't make sense in my brain, because it's just kind of like, I want your land, so I'm gonna kill you. What's the logic? You can't just make like a little treaty. If they say no, we'll be like, all right, that's fair, it's your land. Why do people just want power? It's because of capitalism. And finally, the last one, you like poetry. I despise poetry. When I read, I want to just kind of like sink into the story and not have to think about like meanings and stuff, which I guess regular books have deeper meanings to them, but I don't care. I don't care about analyzing books, you know? I just kind of want to read the story, and that's it. Poetry is all deeper meanings. You know what, I'm just gonna turn this into a Q&A as well, because a while ago I asked y'all to send in some questions on my Instagram, and then I never answered them. So here's that. So first, what's your favorite book? My favorite book is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Sans, and we all know this. Next question. What are some of the best lesbian and queer books you've read? I don't know why, but for like women loving women books, I tend to read fantasy for them. My favorite of those is The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I think that book is great. It is very long, but it's also really good. Another fantasy book that I really like that's women loving women is Girls of Paper and Fire. I think that book is really good. Didn't like the sequel as much, but the first book is really good. I would just be wary of trigger warnings if you are going to read it. And then for a contemporary Women Loving Women book, I think that How to Make a Wish by Ashley Herring Blake is really good. So yeah, do with that what you will. If you want any other queer recommendations, let me know and I will make a video. When did your fascination with books start? My fascination with books started in the 5th grade. Because I am a very competitive person, and we had these little cubbies where you put mini book reviews in them, and if you had a lot of them, you would get tickets, and those tickets could get you prizes. But that's not why I was competitive. It was because this one girl in the class always had more book reviews than me, and I was like, you know what? Absolutely not. I am going to read more books than you. And so I started reading so many books. I would read during class, and one time the teacher told me to put my book away because I was reading during the lesson. Basically, after reading all those books and after reading Harry Potter, I was like, you know what, this reading thing is actually kind of fun, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And then I did it, and now I'm here. Most used app and why? I think I use TikTok a lot, not because I'm actively on TikTok, it's just because when I go on TikTok, I can't stop scrolling, and then hours pass and I'm like, oh, I've been on TikTok for 5 hours. How did that happen? And that's the only reason that it's TikTok. Besides TikTok, it would probably be like Instagram or at this point Twitter. If I'm bored, I'm like, oh, let me open Twitter. Why? I don't know. It's basically just Star Wars. If you follow my Twitter, I just talk about Star Wars. That's it. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I talk about people in Star Wars being gay and how everyone in Star Wars is gay. And that's my whole Twitter at this point. And finally, the last question. Favorite Hogwarts house to be around? Y'all might be thinking I'm gonna say Slytherin. But I'm not. You know why? Because even though I'm a Slytherin, I don't think that Slytherin is the best Hogwarts house. I think the best Hogwarts house is Hufflepuff. I don't know what it is about Hufflepuffs that make them so lovable, but they just are. All my friends are Hufflepuffs, except for one. I have one Slytherin friend, but the rest of them are Hufflepuffs. Because Slytherins and Hufflepuffs get along really well, in my opinion. I think that Slytherin and Hufflepuff are like the closest houses in terms of like characteristics, if you think about it. And don't tell me I'm wrong. Look up the characteristics for Slytherin and Hufflepuff, because a lot of them are very similar. Anyway, yeah, that was it. I don't know what this video is. It's just very random. Assumptions tag plus Q&A, I guess. Thank you all for sending in questions and assumptions, because I had a great time reading them and talking about them and answering them. It's my last day before my 2nd semester of college starts. Isn't that fun? A lot of my college friends are like, oh my god, I'm so excited to go back. I'm like, are you okay? I would prefer to not go back at all, but I have to. Because education, I guess. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, bye.